the abilities of the chips, maybe they can get some things taken care of in hardware that they do a lot of, for example.
Yeah.
Well, they did throw away all their old support, too, because I, lost a good third of my few Steam games that actually run on a Mac. They're like, sorry, that's a 32-bit game. I don't know what that does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
They've been doing that for years. Because I've had programs and stuff that popped up on mine. They're like, that's not going to work now. Like, we gave you, a 4-year grandfather period. I'm like, dudes, I can't change this shit.
Back to RTFB. This is Travis, and today Chris, other Chris, and I are going to talk about our next book. I know you've been waiting on pins and needles to find out what we're reading this time, so let me end your torment and finally reveal... Yeah, it's Starship Troopers by Robert Heinlein. I know you had no idea, right? You go ahead and take a moment to regather your composure, a few deep breaths, then let's get back to my conversation with the Chris's already in progress.
Yeah, they just threw away support for anything x64, basically. You have to do emulation, which is another abstraction layer.
Yeah.
Slows everything down, right? This is what you need to remember, is that it's not going to be as quick as if it was running on an x64 chip.
Right.
Right.
You know, there's always a cost associated with that. And Apple is basically like, our users, for the most part, are not going to notice or care.
This is true.
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
So they also like to make your thing run slower when it gets older. We're going to throttle your system because...
Yeah.
Well, that's to preserve,
because your battery or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to induce you to want to buy a new one.
Well,
Just
I mean,
for battery.
The thing is, it,
well, they're not wrong in doing that for some of it, but
the thing is, if you stress an old battery, there is more of a chance that it's going to start to get bloated and maybe explode. So they're not completely off base in doing that. It sounds bad. This
but maybe
this is
just
one of those things.
Pop-up windows. By the way, we're going to do this because.
Yeah,
and then people should be like,
yeah,
no,
I feel like they should tell you, hey, we noticed your shit's older.
But again,
we're going to do this to help preserve it.
Apple, their users are not technical people, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
you pop something up like that, and the vast majority of Apple users are going to still freak out. What does?
I guess they would.
That's true.
It's much.
I wouldn't.
It's much easier to just not tell them, and they most of the time are not going to notice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Just gonna slip our vitamins in with our M&Ms or whatever.
Exactly. Little pill pocket.
Till you start rejecting that.
Take it over in the corner half an hour later. Cough back up.
Yep.
Oh man. I had a certified old man moment yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Because I finally got around to sending out for our giveaway at the beginning of the month the pins that people won. The other stuff I could just be like, have it sent to them. This I had to actually go to the goddamn post office for.
Nice.
So I had to learn how to write addresses to Australia, first of all.
Oh, yeah, that would be weird.
They're basically the same.
Basically the same, but you gotta...
They just have different postal codes, man.
Well,
but you gotta write other stuff on there.
On the envelope, it's fine. On the online forms, I'm like, which one of these is the... Is it province? Is it the...
Well, they have states, but it's functions like that.
So I'm pretty sure a couple of them were backwards. But anyway, the thing was I had to take these
They'll get it in 3 months.
To the post office, and there were these little envelopes.
Yeah.
They had a 3-ounce pin in it, our little pin, and a little slip of paper. I'm like, I just don't know how much postage you need for this shit.
Yeah.
I've tried sending it before, and one stamp wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So I went through the line, and I'm like, I just need to weigh this and figure out what it is because the self-service machine is down.
Yeah.
And the lady picked it up, is like, oh, you can't send it like this.
It's not flat.
It's not flat. It has to be a package. I'm like, what? Why not, though? It's like sealed up. It's like, no, sorry. But if you want to go over there and get one of these packages, you can buy them for like $3 or whatever, and then I'll send them that way. I'm like, you know what? No. Just no. Give it back. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I went to the... I went to the other fucking post office where the self-service machine was working, and I just printed the postage there. So, may never get there, but I was not to be put out by somebody being like, this is how I understand the post office works. You put the stamps on there, they send it. Like, didn't they always tell us when your kids you could ship a potato if you put enough postage on it, like, and an address?
No. Yeah, see, part of the...
That's only guaranteed to work in America, Travis.
Part of the problem
You're sending it elsewhere into other mail systems.
No. Part of the problem now is that all of the shit's automated, and if you have something that's shaped like an envelope, it's going to try and go through the envelope part of the automated system.
I think it's going to be fine.
And your pin's going to fuck it up.
Exactly.
I'm willing to fuck it up.
It won't fuck up the system. It's just going to dump your envelope off of the automated system and like shunt it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It'll take like it'll send it into, because I watched a thing about this, into like the little bins, and they eventually get to a person to figure out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so it takes longer.
Exactly. So like it might sit in that bin for a week or two.
Yeah,
it might.
Yeah, it's fine. Nobody's like waiting at their mailbox, being like, "Shit, did it come?"
No.
You
don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
There might be. I do, except now I know when I get anything
out there, like he might live on a sheep farm, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And this is gonna make his week.
Exactly.
Well, this is like me getting my.
He's gonna have to drive 12 miles in a Jeep to get to the mailbox every day. And he's going to look, and he's going to be like, fuck.
And when he gets it, he's going to put it squarely on his lapel and drive into town and show everybody he knows. Look.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's Australian.
This came from America, mates. He's going to pin it to his collarbone.
He's going to pin it to his pectoral muscles. Stab it in there.
He's gonna stick it through the thong in his flip flop,
Oh yeah,
that's where
that'll
it's
work.
Go.
Yep. Or to his hat.
I'm waiting for a silver round I ordered from Israel.
Ooh.
Like the beginning of the month, but it took forever to process it. And like they said, I guess I ordered at the end of last month, so they made it for Israel. Just had its 75th birthday, so it's for that. It's got a special design. But so they processed it through and sent me a thing on the 2nd being like, hey, your order's done, here's your tracking number, all that shit. Should be good to you. We stick it in the post office. And I checked it the other day, like on the 17th, they're like, yeah, it's like made it to the airport. Like, it's waiting to leave. I'm like, oh, this is going to be another like Persian coins thing where it just sits at the airport for like 2 weeks waiting for like its container to fill up or something. Because I shipped it EcoPost instead of paying $20 for better shipping or something.
Yeah, whenever I order stuff from one of the K-pop stores that I get things from, they have their own pre-post shipping basically. And so I think they gather everything in LA for basically a month until they have a truckload. Yeah. And then the truck it basically just travels around making stops at different post offices, basically down through Texas and up through Chicago.
Yeah.
You just have to wait for enough other people to order things, I guess.
That's why you need to,
when you buy stuff, it's weird how that works.
Post on all your socials about how everyone else should buy this too, just so you get it quicker. Be like, get your XG bouncy balls or whatever.
Oh yeah. You got to make sure you get XG bouncy balls, man. Man.
I was thinking of Bette Midler a long time in her show had a section where she just played with balls. They were on a rope, and she like swung them around like kind of baton twirling. But she was like, you know what makes everyone happier? Balls.
Yeah.
Bring out the balls.
Bette Midler, man.
She was the original K-pop group.
Except
the K was for kitsch.
She was a classy lady. Is a classy lady.
Yeah.
Man, I do not want to kill her off prematurely. Bette Midler, I'm sorry.
Yeah. She outlived Jerry Springer, so.
Oh my God.
She did.
Yep.
And Dame Edna.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Alas.
That was last weekend.
Alas. Traveled in some of the same circles, I bet. Dame Edna and Bette Midler.
Hey, my round made it to the U.S.
Woo!
As of yesterday.
One step closer.
Received in the United States.
Yeah.
Now it has to
so
go
hopefully I should have it by the end of the week.
Now
it might be.
Now
last time we spent about a week at the
have
port.
To check
and then
that you're not money laundering.
I don't think one silver round worth 30...
Hey, you never know, man.
Actually, technically only worth like $25 is but there's more on the premium you have to pay.
Any business that collects small amounts of money from overseas is potentially money laundering. In fact, that's the best way to do it is lots and lots of small transactions.
It's just like Superman. Just round off the cents or whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
It's harder to notice.
Yeah, man. Fractions of a cent.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I got a completely random question for you.
Okay.
Hey, do you like bugs?
Bugs.
Are bugs
one
of your things that you don't like?
Yeah, I like to get rid of them.
Yeah?
Bugs.
Do they bother you?
They do.
You know, like, I don't see a lot of them, honestly.
Yeah?
I see them outside, and that's okay. That's where they belong.
Bugs.
Yeah. Do your cats keep them away, more or less?
I have no idea, honestly. It's so weird, right? Like, our house, when they built it, they built in this, like, pest shield thing.
Ah, nice.
Oh. Well, like, what it is like, they, pre-built in this sort of, like, I guess a system that, like, an exterminator could use to protect the house, and it would basically just be, like, rather than coming in and spraying everywhere or something, like, they just use this thing.
Right.
And every once in a while, I get, like, a postcard or something that's like, hey, you got this system in your house, you should, like, really do something with it. Call an exterminator and, like, activate it, actually. I'm like, I've never seen a fucking bug in my house.
Yeah.
Like we get stink bugs or something every once in a while in the summer.
Yeah.
We get those in the fall, and I just get them outside or smush them. They don't really... They're from the family, but ours don't smell as much, thankfully, or they don't see it coming. So
and occasionally we get like a silverfish, or something like that.
Yeah, kill those bastards.
I mean,
they want to live in your clothes and eat them.
Freaky looking.
Yeah,
but anyway, like it's pretty weird. Like unless there is just an entire colony of termites or something in my house that I don't know about.
Yeah.
It's like so far I've had no pest control issues.
Yeah.
So bugs are fine. I'm fine with bugs. We're cool.
Mostly they're fine.
Yeah.
I'm with you. As long as they stay away from me.
Do your thing over there.
Yeah, go be a bug somewhere else.
Yeah, bug. What's his name from Mighty Max?
Oh shit, yeah. What was that guy's name? Rob Paulson's friend the owl.
Rob Paulson's friend the owl. Yeah. Oh man.
Hoopsburg?
I don't know. Sharon would know. Hooper. Sharon, call in and tell us the name of the owl from Mighty Max.
555. Read books. Thank you.
Motherfucker.
Mighty Max TV series. Let's go. Max.
And that's it. He's the only character.
It.
Virgil. It's
Virgil. Virgil. Yep. A nearly omniscient luminarian, whose appearance of an anthropomorphic fowl.
Fowl?
Not an owl, a fowl.
I guess you would have to be very clear on that point.
Hey, Thor is in it.
Oh, yeah?
And Dr. Zygote. Oh my god, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I used to cover something about Mighty Max I never knew.
Oh, shit.
The enemy is Dr. Zygote.
We're going to have to figure this out now.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Professor Egbert Zygote.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
First appearance in Zygote's Rhythm.
Oh, yeah?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, gonna have to rewatch this series.
I feel like there may be hidden meanings in this.
Yeah, yeah. I
Chris
wouldn't be
Ham.
surprised.
Did you ever watch Mighty
Yes. Yeah, a long time ago.
Did you know one of his antagonists was Professor Egbert Zygote?
No. I did not recall that.
I didn't know that either. Oh
and
my
I'm
god.
still really upset that I had it in my hands once, but I decided to get something else, the big dragon set of his that existed that was a dragon head.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I have the big
cool
ass mountain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I feel
I feel like the dragon head was like an island or something, but it came with a little Mighty Max dragon figure.
Nice.
And I had it in my hands once from Venture, but Mom was like, "Well, we can get this, or you can get this other thing," and I went with that. I don't remember what it is now, but
yeah.
You know.
We had some Polly Pockets laying around because of the daycare.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like her little compact sort of looked like the pill. Like
it did. Some of them. It was supposed to look more like a mirror case.
Well,
but
yeah.
So I mean, like the two of them are basically the same toy, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
I was just going to say Mighty Max was the boys' Polly Pocket. Like, did they overlap?
There's some. I wonder if the Dr. Egbert Zygote has something to do with the. Polly
That's what I'm wondering.
Habituating the little girls to carrying around cases of the pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
fighting the evil Dr. Zygote.
Exactly.
Well, don't worry, guys.
Mighty Max
Your
and
granddaughters
Polly
will never
Pocket
have to
are
worry
all
about
birth
that.
Control.
Speaking of
because I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court here will eliminate birth control at some point. So
they're going to outlaw Polly Pocket.
Yep.
Don't say Polly Pocket in Florida schools.
Yep. That Charlie Day conspiracy theory gif.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be Sylvia. Anyway, so bugs, right?
Don't like them. Never have.
I think we established before the break that mostly they're okay as long as they're elsewhere.
Somewhere else.
Yeah,
but
where they belong, outside. I know that some belong inside, but I don't want to see them.
Yeah, like little spiders are fine as long as they're up there.
Yeah, and they don't come into my room because then I don't trust them not to climb on my face when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
I can't confirm that any ever have, but I don't want to take that risk.
Yeah. Same with tarantulas, which you can see just kind of wandering around sometimes down
you
here.
live in a crazy place, so... Because you have, like, scorpions and shit, too.
Luckily, I've never seen a scorpion.
I don't know if they live in your part of Texas, but I know they're in Texas.
Yeah. I'm sure they're
more
out
maybe
there,
southern.
They're a little more towards the southern part, but that's one of the bugs where I'd be like, there's no safe distance for me. Like, I will have to go exterminate them.
Yeah.
And tarantulas. Like Levi's had one or two track practices sometimes where it's just, random tarantula on the track with them. And his coach has to go punt them away.
Yeah.
But,
I'm glad I don't live in a place where tarantulas are.
Yeah.
Random tarantulas, my new band name.
And they do certain things they just do not abide. Like, have you ever seen a gif of them, like, molting? Like, the little thing they do with their legs to get their old skin off. Don't like it. No.
It's okay. I know they serve a function, but
it's like,
I don't want to see them.
It's like if you got really tight pants on.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of like...
It's kind of Gotta lay down on the bed to get it off.
Yep.
Wiggle out of them.
Cut yourself out.
Yeah.
And also silverfish when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid in Missouri, my bedroom was in the basement. So we'd always get silverfish.
Oh, you'd get them. Yeah.
Like, especially in the bathroom and, like, near my toothbrush.
Ugh.
I'm like, So silverfish are cool as long as they're nowhere I can see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't like them. Bugs are just so alien to us. I think that's why we don't like them, even though they're older than most of us. Like, their ancestors are older.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe that's why I don't like them. They're so first life forms. They don't share the ancestry with the fish like we do, so.
They're weird looking. Why you got this
I
many
do
legs?
understand our aversions to, like, spiders and shit. Because some of them are dangerous, so our ancient ape ancestors were like, fuck that shit, and passed it down to us. So, same with snakes.
They basically walk on erections, guys. Like, their legs just basically work like boners.
And they don't have, like, totally the same kind of muscles. They have, like, contracty tissues, and they're just so weird.
Yep.
Like, they have too many eyes, too many legs. They don't have similar body systems.
Yeah.
Like, they're just too weird, and I think that's why we don't like them.
Right. That's why I think a propaganda campaign against bugs would be really effective.
It probably would.
Sign up to go kill the fuck out of bugs in space.
Clendathu.
I mean, they kind of fucking did during the 70s, didn't they?
They had a good campaign. I will say that DDT was good for killing off a lot of shit for a long time. Yeah. That's why we didn't have bed bugs for like 50 years. We almost eliminated them.
Yeah.
And then they came back because we stopped spraying DDT, so they had generations to rebuild their numbers and become an issue again.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't care about spots on my apples. Give me the birds and the bees, please.
Well, I wanted them to survive. Apparently you can use it in small doses because they do in small sprays, because that's what they do in Africa. They use it for mosquito control still. They just don't drive trucks through neighborhoods like spewing clouds of it all the time. I'm like, maybe that was the problem.
Specific part was the
Maybe.
Like, maybe you shouldn't do it that way, but you can use it for other stuff in smaller applications.
Turn off the sprayer when you see the kids walking on the sidewalk next to the truck,
No, apparently that was fine. Just douse your kids in DDT.
Yeah.
Like, parents would be like, oh yeah, kids, go chase after those trucks. Get that DDT.
Strengthen your immune system.
Yeah, get it into your
system. Get it in your pores.
Pull it deep into your lungs.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Deep breaths.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, so new book, right?
Uh-huh.
New book.
Starship Troopers.
I'm looking forward to the fascism.
Ooh, that's the version I got.
Listen, guys.
I have a different version. Mine is the Barnes & Noble double collection edition.
Ooh.
In the faux leather case. Stranger in a Strange Land.
Ooh, that's a very good book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
Perfect.
Ooh.
The vintage VHS, yes. You gonna watch it that way? Do you still have a tape player?
Nope,
okay.
It's just for the thumbnail.
Nice.
It was $1 on eBay, so...
Nice. Oh, I mean, you can't beat that. Just put it on your shelf as a collectible. Yeah,
all the DVD covers look too nice. Mm-hmm. That's not how I remember this movie, but... So yeah, I think we've all seen the movie at least once, but... Have we ever read this book before?
I feel like we were at an age where it was like necessary viewing, when it came out.
It was, and they made action figures, and I remember the bug toys and shit.
And like that's the really fucked up thing about it is like, man, like I don't know what it is, right? But like, stuff like this and RoboCop, where it's like this is like deeply satirical adult shit.
Yeah, it is.
And then they're like action figures.
Yes,
kids are gonna love it.
Kids are gonna love this rated R movie.
Yeah, it's like they're not gonna understand fucking.
That I'm not allowed to see yet at that time, right?
But it's gonna be
look,
awesome.
spacemen.
Yep.
Space stuff and alien bugs.
Yeah, so it's like hilarious because, you know, it works on the one level as like, cool, blowing shit up and killing bugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it has the other level where you actually watch it and understand what they're trying to say. So we will,
and I feel like that grows over time too in your life experience.
Yeah,
like you're going to understand it differently at 20 than you do like at our age.
Right. Because you're going to identify more with, like, different life stages, and also, like, you're going to have different priorities at different times in your life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like, back in 1997, my priority was the shower scene.
Oh, yeah. My God.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was the only commentary I cared about back then.
Right.
Like, they're all in there
Would you
together.
like to see
what
more
the hell?
of the showers? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is how it has to be in the military now, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's just how it has to be.
There's no other
you're
way
all
to
equal.
do
You're all grunts. Who cares if you have tits or not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my understanding is that is kind of very much how the U.S. military is now.
Yeah.
Is
I still don't think they encourage co-ed showering, but...
No, not quite like that, but still
not that
like,
far. But the rest of it,
but still
you're
like,
all equal.
Like you need to take a piss. Like, well, I saw some bushes, like, you know, 300 meters that way. Like, you can go take a walk, and you know, I'll tell people you're
business.
over there, but
yeah. So, like, I also didn't realize that this book... First of all, at 14, I didn't realize it was based on anything at all. I was just like, again, shower scene and alien bugs getting shot. But
that's all you need.
I didn't realize this was written by Robert Heinlein.
Yeah.
Right. Same, I didn't know that then either.
What the hell? I expected it to be some trash science fiction guy, but no.
Nope.
Well, that is, again, because at that point you didn't pick up the deeply satirical part of it, right?
Right.
Like, if you only take away murdering bugs, then it does feel really pulpy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, my science fiction catalog at that point wasn't that deep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Douglas Adams at that point, so...
I mean, that's not a bad place to start, though.
And that was it.
No. Right.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Robert Heinlein, whose middle name is Anson, by the way. Born in 1907 and died in 1988. Apparently, he's the one who coined the term speculative fiction. So, he is therefore a pioneer in hard science fiction.
Yes.
Yes, that he is.
And we've mentioned this already, but he's written books that you've definitely heard of, like Stranger in a Strange Land and The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. And this one, Starship Troopers. But I didn't know he was born in Butler, Missouri.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I was just going to say, wasn't he from Missouri?
Yeah, just kind of south-ish of Kansas City. So, maybe he's related to our friend Butler's son.
Maybe.
She's in Kansas City and is named Butler.
Oh my God.
Well.
That's how names work, right?
Pretty much.
Right.
She's probably the mayor.
I think, though, her family's from north of Kansas City, so...
Well, okay, then I guess it's completely different.
You never know. It could be a great-great-grandfather
Let's ask
named
her.
Butler. Named Butler on the way up there, or wherever, something like that.
Maybe it was one of the Butler line from Artemis Fowl.
Could be.
Where they are a Butler and their last name is Butler. Anyway, so he was the third of 7 children.
Jeez.
And they mentioned that they often commented that his family had fought in every American war. So I pictured
so he's like Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan,
yeah.
With the...
Yeah.
A Heinlein dying in battle in every war.
Yep. He graduated from a Central High School. Not our Central High School.
Not ours, but yeah.
It was in Kansas City. And then he had to beg a state senator to get into the Naval Academy because his older brother was already enrolled. And they're like, we don't like having 2 brothers at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good for the family if you both die.
Right.
So.
Well, they wouldn't send them off to fight at the same... Well, I guess they did back then. I don't think they come up with that rule yet.
Yeah, I don't know. So you ended up getting married 3 different times. The lengths of each marriage growing at an exponential curve. So first was a year, then 15, and then the rest of his life.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. Finally got it.
Yeah. And his third wife, the one who stuck, Ginny, was like his model for his intelligent and fiercely independent female characters. So,
Oh, cool.
he married a Danielle, and then he's like, that's cool.
I'm going to write about that. Yeah. I'm going to make her my main female character in every book that I use one in.
Yep. So eventually he got discharged from the Navy because he had tuberculosis and was actually bedridden for a long time. And he's like, this bed sucks. You know, it'd be cool if my bed was made out of water.
Whoa.
So he designed one of the first water beds.
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So all the sleazy guys in the 70s and 80s can thank Robert Heinlein.
Right.
Leopard print water beds.
Nice.
Probably would have told them to, like, suck it up and be a man or something. I don't know.
He also even worked for Upton Sinclair's campaign for the governor of California, which, again, I didn't know that Upton Sinclair did anything other than write The Jungle.
The Jungle? Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't know he lived long enough into the 20th century to, like, run for governor of California.
Yeah. But Mr. Heinlein never made... Or he ran for state assembly, but never made it out of the Democratic primary. So when politics didn't work out, he's like, well, shit, I gotta pay my mortgage somehow. So wrote some books.
Guess I'll be a classic science fiction author instead.
I guess I will write 32 novels.
That sounds good.
That's just what you do, I guess. 32 novels. It says 59 short stories, and there's something like 16 different collections. So, Jesus.
Wow. He's very prolific.
Very prolific. He won 4 Hugo Awards when he was alive. And then won 7 more retroactively, so that's pretty cool.
This guy has to have set some kind of records or something for this shit.
Apparently, he's the best.
Apparently.
He was also nominated for 4 Nebulas, and a lot of his books were also published after he died, so that could be why he got retroactive Hugos for them.
Yeah.
So, also, like, there's a lot of discussion in everything I was doing in my research about, like, well, is this guy a fascist or what? Like, he seems to have written
That's
about,
all I've really ever heard about him, that he had, like, maybe a soft spot for fascism, but maybe not.
Yeah.
He could have just been an extreme American.
Yeah.
And it kind of bumps up against each other, but he wouldn't actually have supported any kind of real fascism in real life.
Yeah, like, I don't know. A lot of when I was reading, I'm like, you can write about fascism without liking it.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like some stuff I've heard is just like he really liked the military and like being in the Navy and shit, so he just brought that into his life and into his writings. He liked the discipline and the organization and stuff like that, so we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
The we'll see, I guess, like the different takes of the book and the movie on fascism. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That's going to be I think one of our main talking points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a big part of this. But yeah, like definitely somebody who's been accused of being a fascist sympathizer, we'll say.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and like a lot of discussions seem to be like, well, we have to define him this way so I can decide whether I like him or not. Like,
yeah,
if he's a dirty fascist, like, you don't have to like him, like, or whatever. Like, could we just like listen to his ideas, like,
right?
Like, if I feel like the people who are saying this kind of shit, like, they maybe did not read his other work. I don't know.
People complaining about something they didn't read.
Yeah,
so
maybe go read Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah,
and see if you still think he's a fucking fascist. Like,
right?
Yeah. I feel like there are some people out there, certain Rands out in the world that are like, that's definitely like their writing is their whole political message.
Yeah,
but not everyone falls into that camp, I don't think.
Right.
Some people are just like, well, here's an idea out there.
Yeah,
let's explore it. Not like...
Right.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, and they even mentioned Stranger in a Strange Land as being like one of the influential books for the free love movement in the 60s or whatever. So
it was.
and like he did run for Democratic office, so I mean,
but that meant different things back then.
These are signs. These are signs and signals that maybe he's a complicated guy.
Right.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of you can boil people down to one thing, and that's all you need to know about them. I'm like, that's not how humans work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and they talked about in this book, which was published in 59. They talk about it being his response to the United States supporting nuclear tests. And exploring big themes about militarism and like moral decline and killing the fuck out of bugs.
Yep.
Which, as we've discussed before, is cool. It's really neat.
Yeah.
But I guess this was originally published as a series, as Starship Soldier.
Makes sense.
Which seems pretty common for stuff from this era. They like do it as a serial, and then people are like, all right, I'd like to have them all at once.
Publish it in a magazine and then collect it later.
And it gets to be a book. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, they have a lot of the same accusations about this book because there is a fascist society in it. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can read the book maybe and decide if you think that that's a good commentary or a bad commentary, right?
It sounds hard though.
Critical thinking. Come on, Chris. That's not what we're about anymore.
I don't like.
No, it has to be a soundbite that I can easily digest on TikTok.
It's one of those things. Like I had a teacher in high school, Travis. You may remember, may know who I'm talking about.
Potentially.
But he was the one that did our current events, and he did our civics type class, and he had a way of talking to the students with confidence and ease, and convincing them to agree with basically anything.
Interesting.
And so he would occasionally say some shit like during our U.S. civics class, like, a good emperor is really the best form of government, because they get shit done, right? As long as you got a trustworthy emperor, everything's fine,
but that's
we should, we should just go back to that. We should just, find a good emperor and get them in place, and everyone in the class is like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. and the three people that do think critically in the class are like, dude, what the fuck?
They're like, wait a minute.
Hang on. And
wait, was this the same teacher that used Frank Miller's 300 for our student council? Or is this a different teacher?
This is a different teacher. I think.
So I'll cut it out, because we're trying to not say his name. It was.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That was the one who read 300.
Okay.
And when he was teaching about the Grecian and the Battle of Thermopylae, used every quote. So when I saw the movie, I was like, I know this already. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right. Edit over.
Like I said, could convincingly say just about anything in that class.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And students would go with it, and it's you don't know what his actual beliefs are because he'll just spout fucking anything.
Yeah. Well, he made a point about that too. Is he's like, I'm not going to say what my political leanings are in this class, but you might be able to figure it out, but probably not. Anyway, so the movie, right? This is what we're all here for, really. So, directed by Paul Verhoeven.
Indeed.
Of
again,
RoboCop
calling
fame.
Out that RoboCop connection.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the cool thing about RoboCop, famously set in Detroit and filmed in Dallas.
Yeah, I recall that.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at some of the highway scenes, you can clearly see Reunion Tower in the background. And you didn't even try.
Nope.
Did not even try, Paul, but yeah. So
all American cities look the same. It's fine.
Yeah, except when you You wouldn't put the fucking arch in there and be like...
Well, Canada has established
Detroit.
that all of them look the same.
Welcome to Detroit, home of the arch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, but, you know, if you watch Escape from New York, like, he does walk through Union Station. So, I mean... Like,
he does.
Well,
I did know that.
But
it's Union Station of the 70s when it was scary.
Where the plane crashes is like very close to where the Schlafly Tap Room is downtown now.
Yeah.
He escaped.
You watch Escape from New York and you're like, I know all these places.
Mm-hmm. Escape from St. Louis.
Yeah.
And just like
if you're gonna film, you know,
Mindhunter with
like a burned out wasteland, it's really good to go somewhere where they just had a bunch of riots.
And Dallas in the 80s also was a great place to film like wasteland type downtowns. So
yeah,
it works. It works.
When they filmed that first version of a Hannibal Lecter movie in the 80s, they filmed that in like North St. Louis as well.
Oh yeah,
like Mindhunter or whatever what it was called with Gil Grissom in it.
Yeah,
the guy who played Grissom. Yeah.
Well, like
that's a Hannibal Lecter story.
The Red Dragon book took place.
That's actually Red Dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, Red Dragon at least partially took place outside of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they went to Lambert Airport and
yeah,
went to St. Charles. I'm like, I know that place.
You do.
Anyway, so the movie was originally a whole different project called Bug Hunt at Outpost 7.
Uh-huh.
Until someone's like, you know, it's pretty similar to this one book I read once. Like, maybe we should work this to not get like plagiarism claims.
Right.
So, and unlike the book, which was pretty positive when it first came out, like this movie was like very critically panned.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, yeah, I mean, come on.
I don't think people really understood that it's a satire on propaganda.
Well, again, it's the same thing with RoboCop, right?
Uh-huh.
Paul Verhoeven makes these movies that are like very tongue in cheek, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the whole thing. And a lot of people they only see the surface of it. They don't see the like wink at the camera.
Right.
Like
yeah. And it doesn't feel like that. I mean, probably by 97 it was a little more of a thing, but didn't seem as to happen as often back then.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe it's just the types of movies I saw back then, but it does kind of stand out as being like, you got to think a little harder than just runny shooty.
Yeah.
Like when the cadet's head accidentally gets blown off, maybe you're supposed to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, that was weird. But
yeah. Or like, you know, some people watching it like, that was awesome. Right? Like,
whoa!
That was totally sweet.
Do you see his head explode?
No, you're maybe supposed to see that and be like, oh, they are in like actual mortal peril, like from this moment on.
Yeah.
Like any one of them could die at any moment, and like nobody seems all that affected by it.
Right. Yep. Even in training, when you're supposed to be like safe.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was only the 34th highest grossing film that year. Made like 121 million on release. So one of these movies where 100 million is probably a loss, but But since then it's become like a cult fan favorite, and they made like 4 sequels so far. Although it feels like it's about time that they did another, like with all these reboots and shit going on. And also, there's like TV shows for kids. I remember watching on Saturday morning, and like video games that they're still releasing. Like they did an RTS this year, so it's found its place in pop culture fandom. But plus the shower scene, like
yep, that's all you need to worry about.
I'm very excited to watch it again. It's been probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 years the last time I saw it, but Neil Patrick Harris though.
Oh yeah.
Right?
He's gonna
as a fucking dick, man.
Yeah.
Which
he's gonna totally gaslight us.
Man.
Yep.
He's
because he got sent through officer school really quick, so
Yep.
And fucking Blanche is going to teach us biology.
Mm-hmm.
Rue McClanahan's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Michael Ironside's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yell at me.
He's my favorite. Yeah.
It's going to be great. Anyway. But first we got to read the goddamn book.
Yep.
I am interested in hopefully learning more about how their society works.
I'm sorry, I'm off brand.
So.
First we got to read the fucking book.
The fucking
Yeah, we do.
It's not RTGDB. Like, that's too many letters. Like, looking at it, it's not incredibly long. My version is 274 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of one of these ones where, like, all the chapters are pretty short until one big chapter at the end.
Yeah.
There's, like, chapter 13 is, like, 61 pages. So
yeah.
It kind of looks
the
like...
important stuff.
It would divide pretty well into two as far as the pages go.
Yeah.
So, if we do that, then we'd need to read up through chapter 9.
Okay.
That's 135 pages.
Okay.
And then the last ones is just 10 through 14, so. But everything apparently happens in 13.
Crazy. Yeah, it's pretty common, I think, to have that sort of chapter structure for these serialized, just because like each chapter would have been like a release into a magazine.
Yeah.
And then the last one is probably like after serialization, like we need to close out the story.
Yeah. I could see that. Or like the season finale, double issue. Like,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So we can figure out when to meet again and talk about it. We're out of town next weekend, but weekend after that I think is open.
You know I can't read all that many pages that fast anyways, Travis. So.
No. So anyway, I'm excited. It's going to be good, or it won't, but the movie will be good. So.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be good to delve into this classic of science fiction.
It'll be good. You'll like it.
You might finally meet your annual goal, other Chris. Danielle might be like, "What the fuck was this?" Like,
yeah, she's liked a few of these that we've been doing lately.
I know. You're corrupting her slowly.
Yeah, apparently. I'm still
I feel like this is a pretty
positively floored by Planet of the Apes.
Okay, this is a question that I'm going to have. I'm going to set this up right now because we have talked about Starship Troopers is a movie that works on two levels. If you're that type of person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that it is like, an over the top fucking action movie about like, nudity and violence and exploding bugs and
and military.
Yeah, so it's like all of this stuff that looks like very glorified, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the other part which is like dark and satirical and like critical of fascist society and the military, right? Like that's the thing. So which part of that will Danielle see?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Know. How will she see the movie?
Yeah.
Is she going to see it on the surface level, or is she going to see the satire of it?
All right, I'm taking predictions now.
I think it's going to depend on her mood and how tired she is.
Yeah.
That's honestly very valid.
Yeah.
If she's tired, she's not going to put that much mental energy into it and just going to see the surface shit.
Yeah.
So.
But based on some of the stuff we've watched, like, do you think she will like it for the surface shit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's like Chris was saying. The wild card here is that I never expected her to like watch all of Planet of the Apes. Like, this is gonna be too old, like too stylized and weird.
Yeah.
She really liked it.
Might.
So I think having Neil Patrick Harris in there, she'll be like, all right.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I know these people. This is fine.
Yeah,
right.
I think you're right
silly,
to
but
say
it's fine.
We'll probably have to watch it at night after the kids go to bed. So depending on how tired she is, she will either be like, "This is really weird and I don't get it," But she also like really hates fascism.
Yeah.
And is all over all the political Twitter all the time, and like talking about people in government who she wants to Thanos snap. So
so
she could pick up on it almost right away, probably.
Yeah, she could.
I mean, I guess the question still is will she pick up that this is a negative portrayal of fascism or not? Because I think that was the problem a lot of other people had with the movie when it came out.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put my prediction down after both of you, so I don't want to influence it.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
you're the one who would know best, so obviously it is.
Well, I mean, but, you can be too close to something to see it well, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking predictions. I'm writing these down.
Okay.
What do you say, other Chris? I'll anonymize these when we tell her about it. But I want to know.
I think she's going to pick up that it's that it's a negative thing. I think that it's not going to be too long into the movie before she says something along the lines of, "That's really fucked up."
Okay.
Like,
I'll wait for that key phrase. Drop the duck down. Yeah.
Like the kid in boot camp who gets shot in the head or something, or like it might even be as early as like the a propaganda message, right? Them talking about how you earn your citizenship,
right?
And like that might be an early key that maybe things are not super kosher here.
Okay. Chris, what do you say?
I think she'll pick up on it. It might take her a little while if she's tired, but I figure by at least halfway through the movie she'll have picked up on it. And yeah, it could be super early. We'll see. But
yeah, man, I don't know. So I don't know if she thinks Casper Van Dien is attractive or not, because if she does, then that's gonna cloud her judgment.
90s Casper Van Dien is. I don't think he is now, but
yeah, I think you're right. I think she'll also be like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, why would you? I would be the one to like. I guess I'm not a citizen of whatever it is. South America.
Well, it's the whole world. It's the Earth's government, but they are in Argentina.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say she's like, I wouldn't have even signed up.
Yeah,
but they've all been highly Americanized since at least in the movie, he's Johnny Rico.
Rico. Yep.
So,
football star.
Yeah.
Superhero. Yep. All right. So, I've recorded those for later. We'll see how it goes. I'll take special notes for it.
Right.
Anyway.
So probably she's going to be like, I really liked it. I like the messaging about how it's all against this shit.
She's going to be like...
So we're like, yeah, you never know.
I enlisted. I'm going to be an officer. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I joined Space Force.
This is
that's what we should do.
This is when Danielle leaves the family and joins the military.
Like I said, she joins Space Force. She goes off to fight bugs.
Yep. She's ready. We watched some of that Netflix show, so she's ready to go.
Cool.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything else that's good?
Oh, jeez.
No, just eagerly counting down the days to the end of school since I've been kicked from my wonderful high school perch.
Woo!
And I'm back into the terrible minds of 6th grade.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
It's been awful.
Well, summer, yes. 6th grade, no.
Right. But we got like 20-something days left.
Nice.
At this point, I think our last week is for the kids is in the first week of June.
Yeah. Ours is coming up pretty soon also, and like apparently for the elementary school, like they've taken their STAR test, and so there's nothing left to do.
Oh, yeah, we don't
what are you guys doing for the last month? Like,
Yeah, because we have our testing at the end of May and beginning of June time frame.
They're go in and look at each other. Wheels around the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Watching like Five Nights at Freddy's on YouTube. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That's when I email Mr. James to block YouTube for them. So, I have done that before.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice because the kids don't know I've done it until I hear, "Oh, man, the YouTube's not working." I'm like,
"I'm supposed to be watching it anyway."
And you're like,
I'm like,
"Oh
you're
no,
supposed
I
to be paying attention
happened.
to your math teacher or doing your assignment, not being on YouTube."
Yeah.
Like, why did Mr. James do that? I'm like, because I told him to. I have done that. It's like, because I emailed him telling you guys we're on YouTube and asked him to block it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, you're mean, Mr. Ham. I'm like, yes, I am.
I am.
I take pride in being mean when it comes to this stupid-ass shit you do all the time.
So that's your what else is good, is being mean to children.
Yep.
Sometimes, yeah.
Ruining their day.
Because they're doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be doing it. They fucking know this by now. I've told them every day since the end of August, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So I have no sympathy for them when it comes to that stuff. Because they know they shouldn't be doing it, and they know that's the risk they're taking.
Yeah.
So...
yeah.
I do have sympathies, of course, when it's normal things, or if someone's being mean to them.
Yeah.
Shit like that, but not when they're doing dumbass stuff.
Right.
Then I'm like, you got what you deserved. Like, this is your lesson to learn not to do this, since clearly your parents won't teach you that.
Yeah.
Then it falls on us to do it, and this is how we have to do it. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it is. But the good part stuff. So yeah, I've got that silver round coming. Ooh. I got some more that I ordered a couple weeks ago that I had to wait until the latest Seven Wonders piece came in. So I'm getting the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus.
Yeah.
As well as my first fractional gold coin that's coming.
Ooh.
I branched off into gold a bit for funsies and safekeeping.
Yeah.
Because it's hard if I want to save some money to spend it as a gold coin.
Right.
Because then I have to go through extra steps, so it's a little easier than to keep it long term. Because I'm not going to want to do that frivolously.
Plus, all the late night shows want you to invest in gold anyway.
They do. Well, it is a store of money. Like, you can do that.
Until they capture an asteroid.
It could still serve that purpose. It'll just go back down to more like the value it was back in the 50s when we had it pegged.
I mean,
but
really,
it was still the purchasing power, though, equivalent wouldn't be the same.
It really depends on the size of the asteroid, because it's possible we could get one that has the same amount of gold as the entire Earth or something in it.
Right.
Literally double our supply of gold.
Yeah.
And we'd be wise to do that at some point. But
yeah, kind of. But
this one is done as it's an Austrian one, because they restrike gold coins from the end of the Austro-Hungarian Empire for bullion coins. So it's an 1892 8 florin / 20 francs. So it's to the 20 gold franc standard. And whatnot, and the actual 1892 ones are worth more because they're actual historic. But these are, just like I said, restrikes, but they use the same design. Because that was how they got around. For a long time, they had like us and a bunch of other countries. They had laws that said you couldn't own gold and shit like that.
Oh.
So they did this as a workaround, because then you could own, like in Austria, like here in the U.S., you had to turn in all your shit. Doesn't matter how old it was, you had to turn in all your gold past a certain amount. But in Austria, they had it grandfathered. Oh, if you have like coin collectors and stuff like that, like if you have old coins, you can keep those. Yeah. So they just started minting these, like the Austrian mint is like, well, you know what? We know there's a market for bullion here. So here, we're going to give you an 1892 coin. That's an old one, so you're good.
Got it.
So, and they've been doing that anyways. Like the Maria Theresa Taylor, the silver one, they've been restriking that since she died in 1780 for use as trade coins. Yeah. So they just borrowed from that tradition. They still make those too. You can get a new one every year.
Oh, wow.
If you want a Maria Theresa Taylor. That's their silver bullion. But so I'm gonna be curious to see this one.
So when they restrike it, does it have that original year on it?
Yeah.
So how do you know what year they did the restrike?
You don't.
Well, that's awesome.
Gotta carbon date it.
The real ones will have some, like, the Maria Teresa ones. Ever since she died, they had like these little cross swords X after the year.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's a restrike. And I'm thinking the gold
see.
ones have something like that somewhere too.
I see.
Because I think like what I've seen is like a little star on the front underneath the portrait of Franz Joseph. So I'd be curious to see if that wasn't the indicator that that's a restrike. So you don't know what year it was restruck in, but you know it's not an actual 1892.
Yeah.
So
very tiny in the corner it says JK.
Replica really big across the front.
But that's also why they don't have to put like if they made this here,
sale.
they would have to put like copy on it somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but they like, oh, this is our thing, so you can look it up. You know, it's not a real 1892, but it is the same weight and the same gold standard and all that stuff. So,
it looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
It still looks.
Got the later portrait of Franz Joseph. Emperor Franz Joseph on it, and they used an interesting font on it. Like they had a really cool they're trying to do different stuff with coins when they redid their coin system in 1900.
Yeah.
So they made a bunch of different sizes of gold ones, and they used some different design and fonts depending on what was in at the moment.
Yeah.
At that time, so because we need to see it in person. That's supposed to be arriving on Wednesday, apparently, according to my tracker.
Nice.
So. Along with the Halicarnassus. So I think that means I've got one more in the World 7 Wonders series that this site does of silver rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just got the Great Pyramid last month.
Ooh, so now you have a granary in every city.
Yes, I do. Right.
That took me a second. Wow.
So yeah, I think so. They did Halicarnassus. Now they just have the statue of Zeus, and I think that's it.
Oh, I forget what that gives you.
I don't know, bragging rights somewhere.
No.
The
Great Wall of China gave me a wall around every city.
And they changed it, and they changed that stuff for each edition.
They do, yeah.
So.
It sucks.
Wow. I only ever played Civ 2,
now.
so
I
that's
did.
the only one I know.
I made it all the way up to 1900. I have Civ whatever now, like Civ 6 or something.
They're
or
on
Civ
6.
Yeah, on my Switch. I just haven't really played it.
Yeah, I need to get 6 and find a weekend to throw away on it.
Yeah. I say the Reddit community has a good time with Civ 6.
Yeah.
They make lots of fun memes and shit about it.
I need to there's that, and I need to. All the people that I used to play with are parents, so it's very difficult to do a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Just abandon your kids for the weekend.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
Sometimes you can do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay, right?
Right.
Could be worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other Chris, what else is good?
Oh man. So I've been just on the hype train for the new Le Seraphim EP that's coming out.
Oh.
K-pop girl group Le Seraphim.
Yeah.
I remember from that channel we were watching.
So interesting thing about Le Seraphim, I guess. So the way that they're styled is usually it can be very glamorous, but it's usually mixed in with something that's got a little bit of a harder edge to it, right?
Right.
They're usually shown they can be shown made up and very pretty, but they can also be shown with very sort of bare makeup, basic makeup, and scars, scratches, bruises, and cuts. They'll be shown wearing boxing gloves or workout clothes or that kind of thing.
Right.
Their name is an anagram of "I'm fearless," and their logo is kind of having to do with rearranging the letters. If you ever look at it carefully, it's showing you the arrangement of. Anyway, and if you remember, or maybe you don't, but Korean culture is still pretty conservative, especially in
Yeah,
terms of
I
like
did know
how they
that.
treat women.
Yeah.
Like Le Seraphim, some of the things that they did were deemed like too sexy in the beginning. Like some of their dance moves they weren't allowed to do on television. Just because they're too lascivious. People didn't like them. But you know, it's part of their thing, I guess, to be these sort of young, liberated, confident women.
Right.
And their new EP that's coming out is called Unforgiven. And there's a trailer for it on YouTube. I highly recommend everyone watch it because it's like full of symbolism, full of imagery.
Yeah.
And like it's sort of a stealth feminist manifesto, in my opinion. Like like I've shared it with a bunch of people, you know, just because I'm super fucking excited about it, and this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like everyone go watch this right now. It's so fucking awesome, and everyone watches it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. like no, you're not getting it. Like no, it's got like Lilith in the Garden of Eden, and it's got like, you know, fucking angels with burning wings, and it's got like breaking glass ceilings and shattering mirrors, and like, you know,
probably doesn't mean anything though.
Women like supporting each other like light waves in a laser, and like the beginning of a movement, right? Like one of the most powerful things about it is the part where one of them like invites you to take part in it. Like, you know, come with us, come join us in being free, essentially. Like that's the whole message of this trailer, and it ends with the line like, you know, like we don't need to be forgiven, we are unforgiven.
Right.
Like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're gonna do what we want, and there's not shit you can say about it. Like we don't need to apologize for any of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, so I like share this around to people, and they're like, oh yeah, cool. Like nobody sees what I'm seeing in it, I guess.
Gotcha.
But then other stuff about the album, like their music is always really interesting. Like their production is really great, you know, and they're really amazing dancers, like really amazing dancers. And but the thing I think that like really pushed me over the edge in terms of hype is that the track Unforgiven actually features Nile Rodgers.
Oh.
So that's going to be cool as shit.
Yeah.
And I saw like a meeting, I guess, like they had a Zoom call with Le Seraphim and Nile Rodgers where they just met for the first time.
Yeah.
And, you know, him talking about how like he heard the track, he loved the track, he thought like this is amazing, it's perfect already, like what do I even add to this?
Yeah.
Right.
And then but he like did his thing, and then he talked about how, you know, every time they, you know, every time he plays on a track, every time his band does something, basically like they end up adding that track somehow to their live set list.
Oh.
So like he's talking about like his band doing a live version of it on instruments the same way that they do tracks that he played for like, you know, Duran Duran and Madonna and Beyonce.
Right.
And like, so Le Seraphim is kind of freaking out that they're on like this list with all of these other people.
Yeah.
Especially Beyonce.
That's good fucking company.
Yeah. And then just kind of casually mentions like, and you know, it would be cool to like do this together at some point. So like both of them on stage at once, I think that would be kind of like ridiculous and messed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hyped for this. That's my other thing. And yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. When does the actual EP come out?
Early May. It might be May 1st.
So not in time for this episode. By the time this airs, it'll be out.
It's very soon, either like next week or the week after. But yeah, by the time this comes out, it'll be out. Okay. You'll be able to go listen to it.
And you'll be like, oh man.
Yeah, and cool. You'll be like Nile fucking Rodgers.
Oh my god.
There he is.
Nice. Well, I've got a couple of things to mention. So like a couple of weeks ago, I had some friends in town, and they were like, Travis, you like haven't seen anything. Like you need to catch up on a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was catching up on was Arcane.
Oh, on that's Netflix. A really good show.
Oh my god, it's really good.
It's really good.
Like my experience with League of Legends, I played it one time.
Yep.
And lost. Even with people like holding my hand, like, and it was a LAN party. So yeah. I don't like League of Legends at all. Like, it's not fun. I don't like it. But this show about League of Legends is like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like the animation is great. And like I actually kind of care about the characters in it. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
So
talk about like complex characters too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it was kind of funny watching it the same weekend we watched the Super Mario movie. I'm like, well, these are two directions you can go, I guess, with video game adaptations. Like,
right.
Yeah.
We're literally going to show you the game, or we're just going to take the characters and make something interesting out of it. So,
yeah.
And it was funny, though, because my kids heard me watching it on the episode that Imagine Dragons was on, when they're doing a live performance of the theme song. And they all came in for like, what is going on? Why are you listening? What is this?
Yeah.
So Imagine Dragons brought them in to watch it, but yeah, it's really cool.
That's cool.
Really good. I assume they're going to do more. I hope they're going to do more.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
The world is so cool, man. And like I said, I love those characters, the sisters. Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, like, yeah, seeing all the shit that happened to them in childhood, like, was fucking traumatic to me. Like,
right.
Like, Jesus, like, no wonder.
Yeah, well, and again, something I never would have guessed, because I guess this is kind of like, you know, a FromSoft type of level of lore you have to get into, because, like, in the game, you're like, well, go take down that tower.
Yeah.
Hope your ult is ready. I'm like, I had no idea how these characters knew each other or whatever, so...
Yeah.
Building out this backstory was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's the same kind of deal as, like, a Street Fighter or something, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, they all have a backstory, they all have a thing.
But you got to do that homework on your own.
The thing that's weird about League of Legends is that, like, there's not, I don't think, like, a consistent world or anything that all of these characters are from.
Right.
So it really is, like, a mishmash, a hodgepodge of, like, all these different things. And I had the same experience with League of Legends as you. Like, I played one game because I had a friend who worked at Riot Games at the time.
Oh, man.
And he was like, you should play this game with me. And so I did, and I sucked at it. And, like, nobody explained to me, like, really the way to actually play because of the mechanics and everything. So I was playing in the most naive way possible.
Right.
And it sucks if you do that.
It really does.
Like,
and it's like the only game I know of that the only way to play it is wrong. Like, people are going to yell at you no matter what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why would you ever go bottom lane? Like, what's the diff? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're jungling now? Like, you're going to jungle right now? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. But Arcane is cool. You should watch Arcane.
Arcane is great. Yeah, everyone should see it. Agree.
The other thing I've been doing a lot of is GeoGuessr.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you don't know this, it's an online game that you can play for free. And basically, the idea is they pick a random spot on Earth and drop you into a Google Street View of it, and you got to put a pin on the map where you are.
Yeah.
That's like the basic version of the game. So, it's really, really kind of interesting because, you know, the only thing you can really do to guess is be like, well, like, what do the buildings look like? Is this in kilometers? Like, do I recognize any of these street signs? Like, And yeah, go ahead.
In the version that I played, you could walk too. Like you could move down the road, and that helps. Like
that's one of the options you can click off, is whether you can look around or whether you can move.
Yeah.
So that's like the most challenging version. Is it just picks a place and you have to guess, and the closer you are to it, the more points you get. So if you're within like a couple 100 miles, you're not going to get many points. But if you're, 100 feet away, you're going to get maximum points or something like that. You can also change the settings so it's like you only have to guess the right country, which is way easier. Sort of. Yeah. Sort of easier.
Can be.
Or, they have specific maps where it's just the U.S. state.
Right.
But the general gameplay is the same, and the thing you learn pretty quickly is there's a lot of fucking empty space on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Even the United States one. I just get dropped into, it's a 2-lane highway, and there are grass and there are trees.
Yep.
And if you click for about 5 minutes, you might see a driveway.
Yep.
And you better hope it's in Texas, because then they'll have the flag in the front yard. But not, It got to the point where, like, if I was in a desert highway, I'm like, I'm going to guess Arizona or New Mexico, and I'm not, either I'm right or I start over. Like, not doing it. But they have other stuff, too, that's, a little easier and more fast-paced, like landmarks or state or country capitals, which makes it a little easier. So, but it's really fun.
Sounds like it.
The only downside is you use the free version is you can only play in 5-minute bursts, and that could take your whole time if you're going to have to click through a bunch of farmland to find a sign that tells you which random city in like the Ukraine you are. So but I've been bummed out, though, because every time I'm in, like, an African country, like, out in the bush, I'll click for a little bit. If I don't see anything, I'm like, Zambia. And so far, it's never been Zambia. It's always been Botswana. I need to talk to these people.
Sad.
Like, I know. We need Zambia. More Zambian representation, please.
Yeah. We need our listener represented.
They deserve better. All right?
We need to get one of those Street View cars into Zambia.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. And it's GeoGuessr, but there's no second E on Guesser. It's like Guessr, if you're going to go look it up. But
yes.
Yeah. Guessr.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then the last couple of days, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster.
Yeah, how's that?
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I realized that the auto battle does have like a fast forward mechanic built into it. So it's not like 3 times speed, and like you can't always use it, but it makes grinding a lot better.
That's good.
And another thing that I played the shit out of as a kid and didn't realize any of the mechanics behind it, like I didn't realize how broken like Sabin is as a character. Like if you up his magic, all his blitzes are like fucking ridiculous. Which I guess sort of makes sense, but I always would make him like a fighter character. Apparently that's like nerfing him, so. The Figaro brothers are like you would just win the game. Tools and blitzes. Just like magic for free.
Yeah.
But it's the one complaint I've got, and it's a stupid one, is they retranslated it, so it's like a better translation of the original.
So it got rid of some of the fun lines?
Well, no, the thing is that they retranslated the Opera House scene, and you have to know the lyrics is part of the prompts, and so I panicked when I'm like, shit, I only know the old lyrics. What are the right lyrics? So I had to relearn that part. And there was like a quick time scene to pick up the flowers. I'm like, So I had to do it twice, but... Well, other than that, it's really great. The music updates have been really cool. Like orchestrated music, and the approach they have to updating the graphics, I think, is good. Because it looks how you remember it looking instead of how it actually used to look.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty funny.
It's nice.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So I just got to the world of Ruin last night. Now I have to go get my team back. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's all the news that I've got, so I'm going to hit stop.
Alrighty.
Boom.
Till next time.
Boom. Okay, that was our session for today. Reminder for homework if you want to read along. First assignment is to read the first 9 chapters. And I don't know, I felt like they went down pretty easy. Instead of the standard on second thought section today, let me do the other version of OST, where I soapbox at you for just a minute. Considering the general trend that seems to be out there these days, where a person dismisses ideas they don't like by labeling them as communism or socialism or literally Nazi Germany. For example, these people are being punished for trying to overturn an election. That's communism. And considering that the topic of fascism is going to come up in this book a lot, let's make sure we're all working with the same definition. And credit to Merriam-Webster's dictionary here. Fascism, noun, a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of opposition. And if I can editorialize just a bit here, friendly reminder, dictators are bad. Okay, good. Hopefully we're all in agreement now and there won't be much confusion going forward. Today's episode is being cross-promoted with sweet-ass Happy Meal action figures of Chris Ham, other Chris Jacobson. It was edited by me, Travis Rowe, and was sponsored by no one in particular. Until next time, keep fucking reading. We established who it was.
Yes. So
also,
anyway.
That guy faked being in a wheelchair to get good seats at a basketball game one time.
So he's like an interesting person.
He's also, I don't know how much detail again we want to include, but like he was.
Clap again! I'll edit this out too.
Oh my god!
Clap again. Okay.
Yeah. He was a dude who ran a fireworks stand in the summer.
Uh-huh.
So he's a weird guy, right? But yeah, like he's